Hi Aquarius, welcome to mid-January all the way to the end of February. I will cut this video somewhere along the way for YouTube. I don't know where yet. If you didn't hear yet, my younger brother passed away quite suddenly over New Year's, and we were very, very close. So things have been difficult. The most difficult being that I can't really seem to catch my breath. I lose my breath very easily. I think I'm having panic attacks, but if you hear me using my inhaler, that's why. So, fellow air sign, lend me your breath and let's do this. Now, Pluto entered your sign 2 days ago under a conjunction with the Sun. What does that mean? Aquarius Rising, Aquarius Sun, that means your life is about to change. Probably through a person. This person and you are having some conversations, especially if you're committed to them. You're having conversations about power and domination. This person may have already exerted their power or domination over you, or you will see it in the next few days as the moon becomes full in Leo on the 25th. It leaves you, these conversations leave you in a space where you feel like they can either make or break your connection. For some of you, it just feels really odd that this person even wants to have this conversation or pick this fight with you. It's been feeling odd for a while. You may be thinking, I think we have a great thing going here, or we're working through stuff, but all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it feels like power is the only thing that you're talking about. And you can't help but feel dominated, which is not something you're comfortable with, nor should you be. Pluto gives you the power of destruction for the next 20 years. So, even though this looks pretty cut and dry, it really is up to you. It may not feel like it, but it really is up to you. You are holding all the cards. And the only thing that you have to do to remain holding all the cards and all the power is to be brave. This Kali energy, this death, this destruction, this ability to blow things up, think plutonium, this is yours now. It is a very useful tool. Take it from someone who has intense Kali energy. It is a very, very useful tool if you have the bravery to wield it. So you have to be really careful with it. But in this particular situation, if we're talking about committed couples, which we are right now, we're starting with committed couples. If you feel that within this commitment, conversations have started or suggestions have been made that you are uncomfortable with, it's time to step into this Pluto energy, because now either this Pluto energy is going to rule you or you're going to utilize it. How does this look if it rules you? This looks like letting someone pull you into a power struggle, arguing with someone, trying to prove your worth to someone, clinging to someone who's obviously made a bad mistake. If someone in your life right now doesn't think that you're worth the effort, the money, the time, they're losing, and they're losing big. And these are the same people who are going to turn around in less than a year, and they are going to beg to have you back and have it back the way it was. But you're so smart, you already know. As soon as the conversation is broached, you already know things cannot go back to the way they used to be no matter what. That time has passed, that feeling has passed. You may feel deeply insulted by the conversations that happen now because it's easier to just be on your own and not have to deal with this bullshit. And your mind is also going in totally different directions, which we'll talk about with career and money, that make this sort of conversation so unpleasant. Like, I'm trying to do things bigger. I'm trying to make a difference in the world. I'm trying to finally align myself with what's in my heart. Why are we talking about this nonsense? Why are you making yourself a fucking issue right now? Isn't there enough going on in the world, says Aquarius. Do you have to pick now to be a nuisance? Do you have to choose now, this time, to inconvenience me? And the cards say, you know what? Let them. You be brave. You stick to your guns. If they want you to leave, leave. If they need a break, take a break and don't go back. If they can't provide for you the way they should, you take a break. Because even a person who is already telling you that they cannot provide for you is playing a power game with you. It may not seem on the surface like they're playing a power game, but they absolutely are. They would love to put you, certain people would love to put you in a position right now, Aquarius, where it feels like everything is on your shoulders. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen because you're going to make it happen. Is that a partnership? And how long have you dealt with and tolerated partnerships of this sort? Pluto's like, I don't like any of this. Let's put this away. It's time to build your strength up. It's time to prepare for the battle that Pluto brings you. And what is that battle? You don't think everyone around you can feel the strength coming off you? Pluto is now in your sign. It'll be there for 20 years. This makes you heavy. This is gravitas. This is the kind of thing people can sense off you. And unfortunately, to a lot of people, when they sense power, you already see it happening in your life. As soon as they sense a little something that they want, what do? They try to talk you into giving it to them. They try to manipulate your feelings into giving it to them. They try to hurt you enough that you lose it yourself. They try to get at you enough, make you feel unstable or insecure enough that that power leaks out. They don't realize it's not going anywhere. And it's not going anywhere for a very long time. And alhamdulillah for that, because you deserve to feel this strength. You deserve to put people in their place in your life that really have been playing with you for more than a minute. Now, when it comes down to love, marriage, commitment, relationships, whether you're established or you're just starting out or you're single, this is a time where people's reality is showing and they don't know it. But you need to assess them based on what you're seeing from them now and be honest with yourself about whether or not they even fit. I've been telling you for over a year that you can't push someone into this mold. Either they want to be here with you or they don't. This is a voluntary thing. And I think the more people around you bucket you, the more their truth is pulled out by that Plutonian energy, the more you can see that they're just not the person. Their cups are all jumbled. They're all confused. They don't see what a good thing they have. They don't see it. And they're not going to see it until you bounce, until you're gone, until you're just no communication whatsoever. That's what they need from you right now. Anyone who has doubted you, anyone who has taken you for granted, anyone who is not being kind to you right now, anyone who is perhaps in the nicest, sweetest way being mendacious and lying to you with a smile on their face. No, I just can't do that, baby. No, I just don't have it. No, I just can't do it. They're lying. They're lying. All of them are lying. What they're trying to say is, I feel like you have enough, power, enough patience, enough strength that you could do this on your own. Can you just carry this little weight for us both, please? You're so strong, please. That's actually what they're all saying. Regardless of if they're insulting you, they're hurting you, they're trying to get rid of you, whatever they're doing, what they're actually saying to you is, can you deal with this for both of us? And guess what? This is something they've been saying for a long time. And up until now, you've been doing it. Oh, no problem. Yeah, I'll pick up that slack. Oh, that thing? Yeah, no problem. I'll pick up that slack. Yeah, that thing? Well, I'm really smart. I'm organized. I'll get it done. Don't worry. Give it to me. Pluto comes in and is like, wait, what are you doing? If that person doesn't like what you have to offer, how dare you bend over backwards for them to make them happy? How dare you compromise yourself for them? Let's blow all this shit up, says Pluto. Fuck it. We don't need this, says Pluto. And for the first time in 15 years, so that's like maybe some of you weren't even adults back then. For the first time in a long time, you're going, oh, you're right. I actually don't need this bullshit. This has nothing to do with being a nice person. This has nothing to do with being sweet. This has nothing to do with being even, that hippie stereotype. This has nothing to do with the age of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius doesn't mean that you let people kick you around. This Pluto push is what people do not expect from you. I'll tell you straight, they have a version in their head of who you are. It's never accurate with Aquarians. It's never accurate. The picture we paint of you in our minds is never accurate. Because we have some weird hippy dippy weirdo version of you that you guys play into because I think it serves your purposes. As long as people think you're like spaced out and dumb, they don't realize what you're really doing, which is like running shit. Now, you have finally worked yourself out of that space where you feel like you need to play it small or play it dumb. Now you don't care if people see you in all your glory, and thank God for it. Some of us have been waiting a long time to see you like this and could not be happier. Okay? Now, when it comes to resources, the easier it is for you to help others right now, the easier it is for you to gain resources. So that's just the formula you need to put in your head. Anytime you want something to move, you want something to work, you need a little push from the universe. Anytime you need the universe, God, to have your back, help people. If you were to actually create something right now or steer your present career in the direction of genuinely helping people, your financial situation will change overnight. Things will start to bloom where you didn't even know there were seeds. Okay? It's easy to gain resources right now if you are helping people. So just gear whatever you're doing, no matter what you do for a living, make some aspect of it into a karma yoga, which is something that you do just to do it for the good. Giving to the good. No money, no nothing, just doing the right thing. Okay? So, not only is it easier for you to gain resources by helping other people, but, and this you'll love, the easiest way for you to gain resources right now is to make a social impact. So broader than just, charity begins at home. Really taking into your purview everything that's going on in the world and saying, okay, out of everything that's going on here, this is my sweet spot. This is where I can make a social impact. If you gear the next 20 years towards that, it's money, 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 inshallah. And that requires strength. So like I said, it's time to build your strength up. It's time to understand that you need to suit up, you need to put your boots on, you need your weapon, you need everything. Because everyone else can see how highly favored you have just become. But if you don't know it, the next few years can be so painful. If you keep living in the skin of who you used to be before this transit, people will take advantage of you and they will hurt you and they will take so much from you because you have so much. because this transit gives you so much. Now, the thing is, it's raw material. You're going to have to, work with it. You're going to have to become comfortable. You're going to have to find a way to work with this clay. The people around you, they'll just take it. They don't need to do all that. It's not their clay. It's not their process. They don't give a fuck about nuance. They'll just take that raw power off you if you let them have it. And then, because it's godly energy, then you're going to get mad. Then you're going to say something stupid, do something stupid, and that's worse. Okay? So building your strength up is not just for you in the moment to feel strong. It's also to prevent a lot of parasitic behavior amongst the people around you. And that's unfortunate and it's sad to say, but excuse me, there are always some weevils in the flower, shall we say, just waiting to multiply. Always. Okay? Now, the reason that it's very positive for you and interesting for you and engaging for you, this Pluto transit, is because the things that Pluto wants to talk about, the conversations that Pluto brings you have to do with society, economics, personal resources, professional struggles, personal struggles, power struggles in both professional and personal spheres. These are the things, and you love this shit. This is the shit you like to talk about anyway. So you're like, yeah, finally, we're going to talk about something real. I'm so sick of all these vacuous, mundane conversations. Finally, let's talk. Now, when you get into this space, if you don't trust the people you work with, don't talk to them. If you don't trust the person you're seeing, don't have these conversations with them. These conversations now become limited to a very small group of people that you could really trust with your life. Outside of that, if you start talking the way you want to talk, I don't think it's going to go very well. First, get your house in order. First, make sure that these 4 posts are very solid and the people around you are solid like tree trunks. Then have these really interesting conversations with them, but not outside of that. If you don't, I'm going to say it again. If you don't trust the people you work with, get rid of them. If they're on your team, replace them. If you work with them in an office job or like another job where you don't have that kind of control, stop talking to them about anything personal. Don't tell them anything about how you're feeling, what you're thinking, or what's going on with you. Now, by the same token, if you cannot rely on your partner financially, which is causing huge uproar in Aquarian lives. If your partner cannot provide for you financially, especially on their own. Not saying that they have to on their own, but if they can't, it's coming up and it's coming out and it's not pleasant. And you know what? Better to have these conversations now than 5 years in where you realize that someone's going to leave you holding the bill. Don't do it. Don't do it. Do not, Aquarius, at this time be swept away by someone who makes you feel like, it's just you and me against the world. I got your back. It doesn't matter if nobody else understands you. All that shit is toxic. None of that is normal. All that shit is toxic. It's not you and him or her against the world or them. Not at all. Not at all. That's just what they're gaslighting you into thinking so they can get away with wild shit that you would not let them do if it wasn't such an extreme, catastrophic scenario. Okay, so don't fall for this nonsense at all. Now, one of the things that is the most jarring and upsetting about this Aquarius transit that you will have to get used to, it will take getting used to, that is the realization that your weaknesses are constantly going to be thrown back at you. You will constantly, in every situation, understand what your weakness was, why it was there, and what you should do about it. Now, to someone like me, that sounds great because now I can learn, now I can evolve, now I can be better. But you guys are very stubborn and you have a lot of pride. That's that Leo Aquarius axis. You don't like this type of shit. The last thing you want is for someone to tell you where your weaknesses are. But you don't understand. if you don't get fixated on when the weaknesses pop up and show themselves to you, if you don't fixate on them, if you continually accept yourself and continue healing from them, what actually happens is these awkward moments where your weaknesses are on display actually teach you how to shine really bright. Because it's only when we know. It's only when we know what we're doing wrong that we can even fix it. Right? We need to move away from all the things that make you feel right now like, I don't know, like you can't do it. You know what I mean? When really this is a conversation of like, of course I can do this. Of course I can withstand this. I just need to know what I need to work on and how much, and I will get to it right now. You can't stop me, says the Leo ego from across the way. The Leo full moon says, I'm going to show you exactly where your weaknesses are, but I'm also going to show you exactly what you need to do, skills-wise, quality-wise, to make this transit a spotlight on you, a comfortable spotlight where you are shining beautifully. It is very possible. That's why I said this is a huge opportunity for you. And a large part of it is letting people run their fucking mouth. Let people say whatever they want. That has nothing to do with you. You know who you are. Your opportunities come to you because they are meant for you and they are coming in quickly. For a lot of you, this is like becoming very well known. For some of you, it's you were in a period where you were very well known and then it felt like it slipped away and then you just didn't know, you didn't recognize your life anymore. That's coming